The Pilgrim Street development's absolutely massive. It's over, will be over 500 million in terms of our turnover. It's 63 metres tall. It has over 860 precast panels on it, so the facade is kind of, it's a big glass box around a steel frame and a concrete core, and then your precast sits on top like rain screen. So when you walk around the perimeter, you can see where the rain will flow down from the top of the building right down to the sludge drainage. Bank House, the name has came from the Bank of England being here. So when we first came to site and started doing the enabling works, there was entrance off the bottom of Carlisle Square, where you can see our car park at the moment. That had a glass turret. It was all bulletproof, bomb blast, and you drive all the way through. And there was a huge vault door, the size of this, from floor to ceiling in there, and that would open into your 3 levels of bank vault, surrounded by 2.5 metre thick walls, loads of lead and rebar. So it was a really interesting thing to do. It was quite hard to demolish everything, but it was an interesting job. So in terms of design responsibility, as Ryder, they're the main architects, so they're in charge of the full design from a coordination perspective. Once we get subcontractors involved, they then develop the architecture of design, and then that then becomes their responsibility. So Ryder produced a set of information which we use for which we got for tender and for planners. That was then taken on board by Korea and Topside, and all of that responsibility is then given to them. I'd say 75% of the time a product specified by Ryder or a structural engineer does come in to the building. It's only when the product's kind of, so if we've got into contract on a tender and this is a new product that's just came, like we want this in here now, we'll have to revert back to the original information we're contracted to. So if something's coming in and it's standard metal and they now want gold, it's likely that won't be allowed for. So we will hand over the building, we'll hand over a set of keys to everything and a set of information called the operations and maintenance manuals. In this you'll have absolutely every bit of information for the life of the project. So that's going from the original spec to kind of what we have at construction status. You'll then go through to the subcontractor's information. He'll provide the data sheets, products and amount for that spec, for the spec and where they got it from. So I'm going to be giving them 3 hard drives and 1 paper copy. Originally it was 4 paper copies that they wanted, but I managed to wangle that down. So we've got 1 hard copy which will be in the building. Then the client will get a hard drive, Avison Young will get a hard drive, and then the building manager will have one as well. And that'll have everything in from specs to drawings to DWGs to Revit files, IFCs, Tekla models, all sorts. So in terms of wastage, everything's recycled. So Bankhouse is BREEAM excellent, which means everything that comes here or is taken off in any vehicle, and even workers that come to site, we record all of that through Smart Waste and BioSite. That's then fed back to the BRE, who check our waste output over the construction of the building. We need everything. We need EPCs, we need the full lifeline from where the product came from, whose hands it went through, absolutely everything. We've just finished a job called Port of Tyne on the coast, and that was a net zero project. And you literally, if there was a screw that went into a wall, you need to know where that screw came from. The wider aspects of sustainability for Bank House and the other sites, we've actually got E3, our ecologist, on board, and they came 2 weeks ago to review what we've installed. Because Bank House was previously an old building which had been demolished, there wasn't much in terms of life out there, in terms of plants or birds or any animals. So what we've installed is over 800 plants, and we've got trees around the south and the west side of the building, along with bat and bird boxes which will be added to either in the trees or in the Warsaw Chambers development to try and bridge that ecology gap.